Hey, what's good guys? Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all having a great week. So of course you've all seen the title of the video and the thumbnail. So if you've read the thumbnail, we're of course talking about the comparison between CT13'S and CT15'S. Now earlier today, I ran 2 hours of CT13 Chem Plant, and then I went and did 2 hours of CT15 Chem Plant as well. And I basically recorded the rares that dropped, the epics that dropped, and also the legendaries that dropped, as well as all the materials and resources we got from breaking down the rares and epics as we got them. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, the results are actually pretty interesting. Some of you might be wondering how you actually re-roll the expedition to get the expedition that you want to run. So as you saw in the beginning of the video, I was actually loading into a completely separate expedition to the one I actually wanted to do. Now let's just say, for example, that you want to run Boomtown over and over and over again. Of course, once you've run it once, you're not going to be able to run that one straight after. So what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to enter into another expedition, and then as soon as you get inside that expedition, you're just going to abandon it and go back to the camp. You can then go to the bench and see if the one you want to do is on it. If it's not, then you can just rinse and repeat that method over and over again until the bench has the mission that you actually want to do. Or alternatively, you can exit to the lobby and load back into the game, and that will also re-roll the missions on the bench for you. So now you know how to re-roll the mission, we're going to get straight into the stat. So in 2 hours of running CT15's back to back, we did a total of 12 CT15 Chem Plant runs. In a total of 12 runs, we gained 291 items. After breaking down all of the rares and epics that we gained, we got a total of 23,327 leather, 11,512 iron, and 14,019 titanium. Out of the 12 runs that we did, the amount of rares that we gained was 182, the amount of epics that we gained was 97, and the amount of legendaries that we gained was 12. Now 4 of our 12 runs, we actually didn't get a single legendary, but other runs we got 2 or sometimes even 3. So it averages out to 1 legendary per run. So that's the stats from 2 hours of CT15. Now if we go ahead and compare them to 2 hours of CT13's doing the exact same mission. Now with CT13's, we actually ran them a little bit quicker, and we managed to get 15 runs in instead of 12. So we actually managed to do 3 extra runs compared to doing it on CT15. You'll see that the total number of items that we actually gained was 373. Once again, from breaking down all the rares and epics that we gained, we got a total of 36,606 leather, 14,850 iron, and 8,799 titanium. Now one thing to note doing CT13 instead of 15 is that by breaking down all of the rares and epics that we gained, we actually got 5,220 less titanium than running CT15. And this is purely because all of the items that you get from CT13 are of course lower level than the ones you get from CT15's. Therefore they reward you with less titanium when you break them down. Of course, as we gained more items from CT13's, we also in turn gained more leather and more iron than we did then doing CT15's. Now what you really care about is the items. So out of the 373 items that we gained in total, the amount of them that were rare were 259. We gained 104 epics, and we also gained 10 legendaries. Now if you're purely looking for drop pod resources, you want to do CT15's. But regardless of your level, if you want epics and rares, the best thing to do is the loot farms that I have on my channel. There's literally nothing else that compares to them in terms of items gained per hour. It's the same for resources too. If you can't do the challenge tiers and use the drop pod resource method that's on my channel, the next best thing would be to do the monster hunts or the loot farms and break the items down for resources. Now in terms of legendaries, personally I would say CT13's are the best way to go about it. Although we gained 2 extra legendaries in the 2 hours compared to doing CT13, I honestly had way more fun. When I play CT15's, I feel like I have to sweat loads, I have to give it 100% concentration, and you can't make mistakes. If you make a mistake, you're probably going to get yourself killed and then have to redo the whole expedition. But when I was playing on CT13, although it's only 2 challenge tiers lower, it's honestly so much easier. You don't have to pay nearly as much attention to it, you can make multiple mistakes and still survive, and everything dies so much quicker. Now the drop chance of a legendary on CT15 is 25%, whereas CT13 is 15%. But it's kind of like a lottery, guys. If someone has 10 tickets and someone has 1 ticket for the same lottery, the person with 10 has obviously 10 times a chance of winning than the person with 1. So if you can do more runs per hour in a CT13 than you can in a CT15, you have more chances of winning that legendary drop chance than you do doing the higher CT. So not only do you have more chance of getting a legendary drop, but it's also more chilled and more fun. You don't have to give it 100% attention, you can do them quicker. The game feels so much easier on CT13 than CT15. And if I'm completely honest, judging from the stats, the legendary drop chance really isn't that different. It's only 2 legendaries, which in a bigger scale of things really isn't that much of a difference. So this is why I made the video, guys. I would honestly say that doing CT13's is way better and way easier than doing CT15's repeatedly, because you're gonna near enough get the same amount of legendaries regardless of what CT you do. The only difference is gonna be in drop pod resources and titanium. Be sure to let me know in the comments, guys, what you guys think of this, and if you think a similar thing to me, I'm curious to know what you will think of it. But that's gonna be it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like the video and it helped you out, be sure to drop a like, and while you're there, please hit that sub button for us. It helps so much. As per usual, the Discord link is going to be in the description of the video, so if you do want to join our awesome community, we are at over 500 members right now, so be sure to come say hello. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.